Let's talk about Arsene Wenger because Mikel Arteta was asked whether or not or if he thought about bringing Arsene Wenger back to the club, and he said he'd quite like to see that happen in some shape or form. Firstly, what do you make, Jack, of... Let's start with Man United, because we know that Sir Alex has never left the club. He's still there. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing for a manager coming in knowing there's an absolute legend? Because Wenger is obviously an absolute legend at Arsenal. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that an absolute legend's still at the club when a new manager comes in?
I think it's a good thing, but there's only certain cases, like probably two, Sir Alex and Arsene.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think of anything else. Can you, Benny?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I look at Fergie and I think I think maybe for a little bit just to kind of oversee things, but maybe at some stage they've got to take a step back. Because I look at, for instance, take the Everton game for Manchester United, for instance. Fergie came out with that one comment to a UFC fighter, Khabib, and it was everywhere. All of a sudden, do you know what I mean? So I'm not quite sure. And listen, Wenger, the way it ended at Arsenal was toxic, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why I think now is a good time. He
he's
needed
had time.
a little break.
Yeah.
But what would his role be if Wenger went back? What
manager?
I don't know.
When Arteta gets to it. But what would be the reason he'd be going back? What would it mean to the
Well,
club?
he obviously is an Arsenal man. He built that training ground. He knows everything that happens there. He's built it into a successful place where winning was just the way of life. He created that winning mentality. So I think Mikel would. I read his comments and said he wants him close to him. I think that would be a good move because he is an Arsenal. He's Arsenal. You know, I used to think Arsenal when I was growing up. I used to think Arsenal was called Arsenal because of Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
Like when anyone, especially in my era, thinks of Arsenal, it's Arsene Wenger. So I think it'd be a good thing to have him back at the club.
As long as he's kind of in the background, though.
You're an Arsenal fan as well.
Yeah.
I think he's that type of character, though.
I hope so.
He's not going to.
He doesn't need to be front and centre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's going to be. He's Arsene Wenger.
But this is why it's important then, because listen, this is now Mikel Arteta's football club. It's him running the show. If Arsene Wenger's always in the picture, he's always there.
But does it not
kind of undermines him a little bit? Do you know what I mean? Because Arteta, there's no way. Let's say Arteta's at Arsenal for the next 20 years, wins Premier League trophies and all that. Then yeah, of course. But right now, as you said, Jack was saying there, that's Arsene Wenger's football club. So if he's going to help out Mikel Arteta, of course, maybe give him bits of advice, maybe if he's stuck in terms of maybe I don't know who to sign or whatever. Then yeah, but do it from a distance. Don't be there in all the pictures and at every game.
Yeah, no, he's not that. He's not that type of person.
And it's going to be. You're going to get that cutaway moment when Arsenal go 3-0 down and it cuts to Arsene Wenger in the stands like they do at Old Trafford.
Yeah, that does no one any good. I don't think.
One of you mentioned, I think it was you, Bentley, that said it was toxic when he left there. Okay, how will the fans react to the news if Arsene Wenger were to go back in some shape or form?
I think because
they'd love it.
Yeah, because I think Jack's hit the nail on the head. Because he's had a bit of time away, I think the fans would be like, okay, it's a good thing. Welcome him back in.
They love it. It was, you know what? When he left that year, he left. It was toxic in the stadium, but then when they announced that he's leaving, the fans went the other way. Like they thanked him for his support, for all his work over the last 20 years, whatever it was, and everyone got behind him.
Has he got a statue at the Emirates?
He needs to.
I think he's getting one.
He's not got one yet.
He will.
No,
do.
it's Thierry
Bergkamp's got one.
Bergkamp, and there's Tony Adams as well.
Yeah, might be. And they've got a big wall, isn't they?
They're working on my one as well.
Oh, they're working on it. I only need a tiny bit of material. They've not got an Arsene Wenger one. That does surprise me.
It's coming.
It's got to be coming.
Right, okay.
Surely.
Well, let's put it out to Arsenal fans. You think that the majority of Arsenal fans would want Arsene Wenger back at the club in some shape or form?
But do you think?
I think so.
And listen, we know how good Fergie's been.
Yeah,
he's unbelievable. In my opinion, he's the best manager in this country
of course,
ever.
Yeah.
But do you think it's done more harm than good, or do you think it's been good?
I think it harms managers coming in with no or little experience.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I think that's the problem. And Arteta, he's under that bracket.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not been in the game.
You know
10,
what?
15 years.
When Sir Alex left, and he did his speech, and he said it's going to be Moyes.
Can you do the impression? Do the accent?
I can't do Scottish. Sorry.
Can you not?
No.
Go on,
What can you do?
Go on, give it a go.
No, I can't.
What accents can you do, Jack? And actually, we'd probably insult so many people. Actually, go on, carry on.
Yeah, when he done that speech and he said Moyes, you need to get behind him. That put pressure on Moyes, but he hasn't done that since. I know. Listen, everyone's going to be judged when they're manager of Man United on what Sir Alex done. But that's not going to happen.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. No one's going to recreate that.
Okay, but you're both Arsenal fans. You'd both be happy for Arsene Wenger to be at the club, be involved in maybe day-to-day football.
Yeah,
maybe
not day-to-day, but just.
What is day-to-day football? You mean on a training pitch?
I don't know. I mean, if he was, would that be bad news?
Yes.
That would be bad news. If he was involved in day-to-day activities, involved with first team
training, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you know what? the manager now, Mikel, has got such a strong philosophy, and I've said before, his strength is on the training pitch. I don't think he would have that anyway.